So in this lecture, we will be solving one numerical of torsional system, and we will apply the Holzer's method for solving this torsional system problem. Okay, so the numerical given here. Now we have seen that Holzer method is applicable to the linear spring mass system as well as torsional system. So in this particular lecture, we are applying the Holzer's method to the torsional system or rotor shaft system. Sorry. Okay. So first we'll see the numerical. Calculate the first non-zero natural frequency. So this is very important. Calculate the first non-zero natural frequency. Now in the theory of Holzer method, so in the previous video we have seen the theory portion behind the Holzer method, and in the theory we have learned that for the three rotor system there are three natural frequencies, but the first natural frequency will always be 0, whereas the second natural frequency and third natural frequency will have some values, but the first natural frequency will always be 0. So here we need to find out the first non-zero natural frequency. That means we need to find out omega 2 over here. Okay, so omega 2 we need to find out. Omega 3 we don't have to determine because it will take a lot of iterations to find out the value of omega 3. So here this problem is limit up to finding the value of omega 2. Okay, so that means here in the theory of the Holzer method we have seen that we need to assume the value of natural frequency. So the initial value of omega 1 is 0. So we will assume the values, and we will assume certain values of omega 1, and we try to find out the value of omega 2. Now this here this is remaining torque. And in Holzer method we know that the remaining torque is 0 at the natural frequencies. So the moment we get the remaining torque as 0, then that will be the value of omega 2. But for this, what will be the value of this omega, that we will see. So we keep on increasing the value of omega, and we will calculate the remaining torque, and the moment we obtain the remaining torque as 0, that will be our second natural frequency or first non-zero natural frequency. So first non-zero natural frequency means the second natural frequency of the system of the shaft rotor system. So this is a shaft rotor system. This is a shaft, and these are the three rotors mounted on the shaft. Now it is also called as semi-defined. Okay, so the shaft rotor system is also known as semi-defined system, as shown in figure using Holzer method. So here we need to find out the natural frequency by using Holzer method. Now here J1, J2, J3 is equal, that is equal to 1 kg meter square. So J1, J2, J3 is equal. Similarly, KT1 is equal to KT2. KT1 and KT2 is equal torsional stiffness of the shaft, and that is given as 1 Newton meter per radian. Okay, so this is the problem. Now as we know that the Holzer method is an iterative method, so for this I have plotted this table. Now in the first step we need to assume the value of omega, and we need to find out the value of omega square. So initially we assume the value of omega square as 0.2. So initial value of omega square is 0.2. So initial value of omega is under root 0.2 and omega square is equal to 0.2. This is the assumption, and this is a very wild assumption. There is no any basis of this assumption. So this is a very trial and error, very approximate method. There is no scientific base for selecting this value. It is all about जैसे अंधेरे में तीर मारने जैसा है. ठीक है, ये अंधेरे में तीर मारना है. ये जो ओमेगा की वैल्यू 0.2 क्यों लिया, इसको कोई साइंटिफिक बेस नहीं है. ये एक आइटरेटिव मेथड है, ये ट्रायल एंड एरर मेथड है, और ऐसे ही इसको सॉल्व किया जाता है. तो इसलिए अगर एग्जामिनेशन में अगर होल्जर मेथड का प्रॉब्लम आया है और उसके ऑप्शन में अगर कोई दूसरा प्रॉब्लम है, तो आप वो दूसरा प्रॉब्लम जो है वो अटेम्प्ट करो, क्योंकि होल्जर मेथड से प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना ये एक बहुत ही लेंथी काम है. मेथड इजी है लेकिन बहुत ही लेबर वर्क बहुत ज्यादा है इसमें. ओके, so there is no scientific base why I have selected the omega is equal to 0.2 or omega square is equal to 0.2, but we have selected it as 0.2. This is assumed value. This is the assumed value. Now for one iteration, this is the first iteration, and for one iteration I have made 3 rows because we have 3 rotors over here. Okay, so there are 3 values of J1, J2, J3. So अगर आपके प्रॉब्लम में अगर 4 रोटर का दिया है तो आपको एक इटरेशन के लिए 4 रोज ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा. अब यहाँ पे क्योंकि 3 रोटर है इसलिए हम यहाँ पे 3 रोज यहाँ पे ड्रॉ किया है. J की जो वैल्यूज है J1, J2, J3 ये यहाँ पे लिखना है. तो J1, J2, J3 का वैल्यू क्या दिया है 1, तो यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे 1, 1, 1. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट कॉलम इज J ओमेगा स्क्वायर. सो ओमेगा स्क्वायर इज 0.2, 0.2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1, सो आंसर इज 0.2. 0.2 डिवाइड मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1, दिस इज 0.2, and 0.2 multiplied by 1, answer is 0.2. Okay. Then theta. Okay, so the in the theory of Holzer method we have seen that the initial value of theta is assumed to be 1. There are 2 assumptions in the Holzer method. First is assume the value of natural frequency and assume the initial displacement, initial angular displacement as 1. So here we have assumed, again there is assumption. So this is assumed. Then I omega square theta. So I omega square theta means, sorry, this is J. This is J. J omega square theta. So J omega square is 0.2 multiplied by theta. So this is again 0.2. Then summation of J omega square theta. So here there is only one value of J omega square theta. So summation will be 0.2. Now here KT1. So KT1 का वैल्यू कितना है 1. So write down here 1. यहाँ पे KT2 का वैल्यू भी 1 है और KT3 यहाँ पे है नहीं, तो यहाँ पे ये क्रॉस आएगा क्योंकि वहां पे 2 ही स्टिफनेस है, KT1 एंड KT2. KT3 नहीं है तो इसलिए यहाँ पे क्रॉस आएगा. सो 0.2. अब यहाँ पे क्या करना है, summation of J omega square theta divided by KT. That means 0.2 divided by 1. So answer is 0.2. Okay. Now this summation of J omega square theta upon KT, ये जो है ये एक एंगल का वैल्यू है. because this is the summation of torque. So न्यूमरेटर में क्या है, टॉर्क है, डिनोमिनेटर में क्या है, स्टिफनेस है. स्टिफनेस इज नथिंग बट टॉर्क अपॉन थीटा. तो टॉर्क टॉर्क कैंसिल हो जाएंगे. तो ये बेसिकली ये जो टर्म है ये क्या है, दिस इज एन एंगल, दिस इज एन एंगल, दिस टर्म इज एंगल टर्म, दिस इज एन एंगल, दिस इज एन एंगल टर्म. तो अभी नेक्स्ट इटरेशन में क्या करेंगे, ये वैल्यू तो हमको पता है, J2 इज 1 एंड 0.2 इंटू 1 इज 0.2. अब यहां पे क्या करेंगे, यहां पे ये जो नेक्स्ट वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा इज दिस वैल्यू मल्टी दिस वैल्यू माइनस दिस वैल्यू. सो 1 माइनस 0.2. सो आंसर इज 0.8. सो थीटा 2 का वैल्यू क्या आएगा, थीटा 1 माइनस दिस टर्म 0.2. So 1 minus 0.2 answer is 0.8. Now 0.8 into 0.2. So answer is 0.16. Now summation of j omega square theta is nothing but ये वैल्यू और ये वैल्यू को क्या करना है, ऐड करना है. okay? तो ये वाले और ये वाले वैल्यू को ऐड करना है. तो इन दोनों का एडिशन करना है, इन दोनों का क्या करना है, एडिशन करना है. तो यहां पे आएगा 0.2 प्लस 0.16. सो द आंसर इज 0.36. okay, then KT2 is 1. So 0.36 divided by 1. So answer is 0.36. So in the third row, theta 3 will be the previous value of theta minus 0.36. So 0.8 minus 0.36 is equal to 0.8 minus 0.36 is 0.44. 0.44. So 0.44 into 0.2 is answer is 0.88. Answer is 0.88. Now summation of j omega square theta is this value plus this value. So this will give this value. Okay. So here 0.36 plus 0.88 is equal to, so it is not 0.88, it is 0.088. So 0.44 into 0.2 is 0.088. So this is 0.088. So 0.36 plus 0.088 is 0.448. 0.448. So यहाँ पे 80 का वैल्यू कुछ भी नहीं है, तो यहाँ पे भी कुछ भी नहीं आएगा. So here for this natural frequency we have obtained the summation of the remaining torque is 0.448. That means whatever we have assumed is not the natural frequency. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमने क्या assume किया था पहले, इसमें पहला जो वैल्यू ओमेगा का कंसीडर किया है, ये कंसीडर किया है अंडर रूट 0.2 एंड फॉर दिस 0.2 द रिमेनिंग टॉर्क जो आया है, जो रिमेनिंग टॉर्क आया है वो कितना आया है, 0.448. सो दिस इज 0.448. हमें ये वाला पॉइंट तक पहुंचना है, इसका मतलब हम जो है अभी और हमको आगे बढ़ना है. तो नेक्स्ट we assume it as 0.4. So ओमेगा का वैल्यू क्या assume करेंगे? अंडर रूट 0.4. दैट मीन्स ओमेगा स्क्वायर का वैल्यू क्या आएगा? ओमेगा स्क्वायर का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, ओमेगा स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 0.4. ये हम अज्यूम करेंगे. अब यहाँ पे भी j का वैल्यू 1 है, so 0.4 into 1 is 0.4. Now initial value of theta is always 1, so 1 into 0.4 is 0.4. Summation of the remaining torque is 0.4. The stiffness is 1, so 0.4 divided by 1, answer is 0.4. Now in second row, the value of J2 is 1, so this into 0.4 is 0.4. Now here theta is 1 minus this angle 0.4, so that is equal to 0.6. Okay. Now this 0.6 into 0.4, so answer is 0.24. And here summation of j omega square theta, that means we need to add these values and write down over here. So 0.4 plus 0.24. So 0.4 plus 0.24, the answer is 0.64. KT2 का वैल्यू 1 है, so summation of j omega square theta divided by KT2 is 0.64. So J3 is 1, so 0.4 into 1 is 0.4. The value of theta will be 0.6 minus 0.64. So here the answer is minus 0.04. तो आंसर इज -0.04. तो ये जो एंगल है ये नेगेटिव आया है, तो आपको नेगेटिव वैल्यू ही कंसीडर करनी है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्लॉकवाइज एंटी क्लॉकवाइज एंगल्स रहते हैं, तो नेगेटिव है तो नेगेटिव ही रखना है. सो यहाँ पे एंगल कितना आया है? -0.04. सो -0.04 इंटू 0.4, सो द आंसर इज -0.016. नाउ ये समेशन ऑफ आई ओमेगा स्क्वायर थीटा, ये दोनों को ऐड करना है वैल्यू, ये दोनों का एडिशन करना है और यहाँ पे लिखना है. तो ये वैल्यू क्या आएगा? 0.64 माइनस 0.016. सो द आंसर इज 0.624. 0.624. अब यहाँ पे कोई स्टिफनेस नहीं है थर्ड में, तो ये वाला जो है ये खाली रहेगा. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द सेकेंड इटरेशन, हियर वी हैव ऑब्टेन्ड द वैल्यू ऑफ रिमेनिंग टॉर्क. सो सम ऑफ द रिमेनिंग टॉर्क इज 0.624. ओके, सो दिस वैल्यू इज मोर देन दिस वैल्यू. सो हियर वी कैन सी दैट ये जो वैल्यू ज्यादा आ रही है, यानी हम जो है ये सही डायरेक्शन से जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि यहां तक वैल्यू बढ़ती है और उसके बाद वैल्यू कम होना चालू होती है. ओके, तो यहाँ पे हमको 0.624 जो आया है, जो कि ये पहले वाली फ्रीक्वेंसी से ज्यादा है, दैट मीन्स हम सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं. तो अगर हम और आगे जाएंगे तो जो रिमेनिंग टॉर्क की वैल्यू जो है वो क्या होती जाएगी? कम होती जाएगी. सो नेक्स्ट अजम्पशन is omega square is equal to, अब हम नेक्स्ट वैल्यू लेते हैं 0.8. ओके, तो ये जो हमको आया है ये ग्रीन से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. तो सेकेंड वैल्यू इज अंडर रूट 0.4 and this is 0.624. Now next we will select 0. Omega square equal to 0.8. So J value is 1. So 0.8 into 1 is 0.8. Initial value of theta is 1. So 0.8 into 1 is 0.8 and sum is 0.8. KT1 is 1. So answer is 0.8. So J2 is 1. So 0.8 into 1 is 0.8. And here the angle is 1 minus 0.8, that is equal to 0.2. Then 0.2 into 0.8 is 0.16. So 0.16. Now these two values are to be added. These two values are to be added together and write down here. So this is 0.8 plus 0.16. So answer is 0.96. So here it is 1, so answer is 0.96. In third iteration it is 1. 0.8 into 1 is 0.8. So 0.2 into 0.96. So 0.2 minus 0.96. So the answer is minus 0.76. Minus 0.76. And minus 0.76 into 0.8 is minus 0.608. Okay. Now add these two values and write down over here. So this will give answer as 0.352. So 0.352. So this is there, this is cross. So here we have obtained the remaining torque, or the sum of the remaining torque is 0.35. Okay, and if you plot here under root 0.8, then this value is the lowest up till now, 0.352. That means we are going in the correct direction. We are going in the correct direction, and in the next iteration I think that we will get the natural frequency. So in the last iteration, we will assume omega square is equal to 1. So omega square is equal to 1. Let us see what we will get as a remaining torque. So this is 1. So 1 into 1 is 1, and 1 into 1 is again 1. So summation of 1 is 1. This summation is also 1. So this is 1, and 1 divided by 1 is 1. So J2 is 1, 1 into 1 is 1. So 1 minus 1. So the angle in this case is 0. And 0 into 1 is 0. And 0 plus 1, the answer is 1. This is 1. And this is 1. Okay. Now in third iteration it is 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. Now 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1. So answer is minus 1. And minus 1 into 1 is minus 1. And this 1 and minus 1, the answer is 0. So this is that, this is 1. So here you can see that we have obtained the remaining torque. Remaining torque is equal to 0. So that means we have reached to this point. So the value of first natural frequency. So value of first non-zero natural frequency is equal to 1 radian per second. Okay, so this is how after a 4 iteration we have obtained the value of omega, which will give the answer summation of remaining torque as 0, and that is why this will be our the first non-zero natural frequency or second natural frequency. Okay, and if you keep on increasing the values of omega, then the answer would be in negative, and after certain iteration you will get again the remaining torque as 0, and that will be the third natural frequency. So basically this Holzer method is very laborious for manual calculation, but if you are using a computer program or computer algorithm for finding the natural frequencies, then that is more suitable. So Holzer method is basically suitable for computational algorithms. So if you develop an algorithm and if you use a computer program for finding the natural frequencies, then it is more convenient rather than calculating the natural frequencies manually. So I hope that you have understood the Holzer method for the torsional system. In next lecture we will apply the Holzer method to the linear spring mass system. So thank you.